Yeah, emotion is a funny thing, right? Come on, tell me the last emotional moment you had, Trisha.
Today, just, when it comes to business, like any business coach or mentor that I've ever spoken to is always advising about not getting emotional when it's about business, because it has to be like
You carry on. I'm just going to put full screen. Yeah, you carry on. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Yeah, any mentor or coach that I've ever worked with has always said about, taking the emotion out of it, because it's business. So you can't be emotional when it comes to business. Now, I've always respected that and thought, yeah, this is good. But at the same time, because of what it is that I'm actually doing, maybe something that I'm very passionate about, then yes, there are emotions that come alongside of that, because it's something I enjoy, it's something that I'm very passionate about. So when I think about this, I think, well, my emotion is going to come in, but then it's a case of like, how do you manage that emotion? So I think for me, taking the emotion out of it is not definitely possible in my eyes. However, it's how you manage the emotion. So what are the management exercises that you can have? Things like reviewing your profit and loss, and having business partners.
Loving that profit and loss stuff. Last few weeks, you've been loving that profit and loss thing. But the thing is,
you know why? Because, right, I'll be honest, I didn't like looking at it. I was in creative avoidance.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How can you tell if you like looking at it or not if you don't look at it?
No, that's what I'm saying. I was creative avoidance. I would find anything else to do instead of dealing with that, because in some parts, until very recently, it was just a minefield. Like, that's what's great about having an excellent bookkeeper that knows what they're doing, that has and follows the systems and makes everything simple to read. But things like that make it easy to take. So when I was saying about how do you manage your emotion, because I don't believe you can take emotion out of business at all, especially if it's something you're passionate about, which I am, but it's how you manage your emotion. So, for example, if we've got a deal that maybe we love because it's a brilliant deal and it's a gorgeous house and, it's been really let very well, but on the P&L, it's like, no, it's not performing as well as we want it to. That's got to be where you take the emotion out of it and say, is this an asset that is worthwhile for me to keep?
Yeah, but when you're in the game, when you're in the thick of it, when you're in the heat of the moment, how can you do that? This is why, first of all, anyone watching this, tag some people who are in property investing, and let's have some people on here. Let's do the market research. Who has held on for a deal too long? Who's held on to one before? Yeah, and let's tell us the situation, because you're saying, I don't believe you can take the emotion out of it. Now, I don't think you need to take the emotion out of it, because I think emotion is great. I mean, I don't know, lately, the last few years of my life, I mean, I'm loving this crime business that I was never told or I stopped myself from doing. I mean, it was like a competition when I was at school. It was like, I haven't cried for the last 5 years. It's like a competition who didn't cry for the longest. Yeah. So I'm loving the emotion. I'm loving happiness. I'm loving joy. I'm loving exhilaration. I'm loving gratitude, all these emotions. Yeah. I'm loving Merith. Yeah. I'm loving the Merith. Yeah. Yeah. But if you don't know what this emotion is, you need to search this stuff up, because I'll tell you something, most people live their life in, probably 5 or 6 emotions. What are they? Angry, happy, pissed off, depressed, whatever, 4, 5, 6 different moods. Yeah, there are over 3,000 English words that describe moods and emotions. 3,000 words. I mean, most of us, we don't even know, 10, 12, 15, 20. I reckon 20, 25. People have struggled to do 25. And if you're not going to struggle to do 25, put it in the comments right now. Start naming all the different emotions. And don't use Google, you naughty people. Yeah, but going back to this profit and loss thing, I'll tell you something. I mean, we train on property investing. I've been training on sales and business and goal set and all this personal development stuff. And what it actually comes down to is I've discovered the market research has shown me that numbers make people emotional. Numbers make people emotional. Now, you, my good friends, you put a currency. Yeah, you put currency in front of that number. Oh my goodness, people's emotions go through the roof. Yeah, numbers. You know, even making this, making my PC go emotional. Didn't even know actually, oh my goodness, they told me when I watched Terminator, they said this would happen. They said computers would start to have emotions and have feelings. That's what they said, and now it's happening. Yeah, so well, because we're teaching and stuff, either people are going to go straight. This is what I was saying. I forgot what I was saying for a minute. I got too emotional. Yeah. So I was going forward. Not I was going forward. Either people go forward into the emotion and create this overwhelm and, you know, oh my God, and start blowing up. Or they do what Trisha said, which is create creative avoidance, otherwise known as procrastination, delay tactics. What else is it? Lazy. You know, we want to head. But there's too much charge in the area. I mean, we never spoke about money. God damn, we were never taught about money, not by my parents anyway, especially not I didn't taught anything about money except, you know, it's the most scarce thing around. That's probably the only thing I learned. Yeah, I'm not this and that. I mean, you know, it made me who I am today. But at the same time, what we're talking about here is school didn't teach me about money. No one in society, my youth club, Cub Scouts, Beavers, they never taught me about it. I never could go to the Brownies because I thought that's only for females, so I wasn't able to go there. But I'm pretty sure they didn't teach about money either. So all of a sudden, you get thrown into this world where you've got to start doing a paper round or washing cars or something. That's like what I did to make this thing called money. And you get told off for then spending your money. So then more emotion and charge is created around it. And then you're told you're no good and you should look after money and blah, 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 blah. And then literally, that's it. Tag as many people as you can. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, Barbara. Yeah, you're on. You're on. Oh, I'm fire. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, come on, Barbara. Tag us. Guys, there's a few more people on here. Why don't you tag some people and why don't you start asking some questions or giving us some feedback and some market research around money? You know, because listen, we're talking about money and emotions and the deal. Oh my goodness. I've seen it even in the stock market. You know, people, they get so emotional and it works both ways. Either people start to win in the stock market. This happened to me in my early days. You know, when we had Marcus Di Maria on here a few weeks ago, probably a few months now, 2020 is nearly done. Yeah, but it's not over until it's over. Yeah, but when we had him on here, I was talking about when I first started trading and I'll get excited. I started to win. Yeah, and I was making like 2-3% of my money a month. I was like, hey, yeah, this stuff obviously works. And then boom, when I made an emotional trade, I think it was on Spotify, I was like, you know what? I listen to Spotify a lot. I'm going to invest in this stock. And boom, I lost like 6 months worth of profits while I worked my ass off, just gaining slowly. I just lost it in one trade. Yeah, through emotion. So you get too excited, but then it works the other way. And now some people can be too fearful to go into another thing. You know, and I'm grateful that I got over that, you know, because now, you know, I'm investing in all this crazy stuff, this crypto coin and Ethereum and Tron and Link and Binance coin and some other stuff I can't remember the name of because, you know, I got a system to remember all those names. But what I'm saying is I wasn't too afraid or too emotional. I got over my emotions. So the question is, guys, what deals have you not got over your emotions? Yes, Dr. George, tell us about deals. Yeah. In fact, you know, not just deals, but like in lockdown, has it created some emotion? You know, we have coming up, I don't know if it's next week or a couple of 3 weeks down the line. Let us know. Would you like to hear about challenges, problems and issues and like the mindset, you know, and what your money blueprint is? It doesn't even matter about money blueprint, but it's almost like your success blueprint. Who's heard of success sabotage? What happens when people do start to create the success that they longed for? You know, where's this sabotage thing and what happens and what, you know, the things. If you want to hear about that, put it in the comments and we might bump it up to next week. If it's not next week, it's probably a couple of weeks away. But yeah, emotion around the numbers, Trisha. Yeah, and emotion around the numbers.
I think it's challenging because if you've got like a emotional attachment to a deal, and then like, because I've helped some other tribe members, like the real life tribe members, and they say, hey, you know, my build has ended up costing way more than, you know, we thought it was. I mean, first of all, there are some simple things that you can do to eradicate that happening. Clearly, if something drastic is uncovered on the site that was way out of anybody's kind of understanding before we went into it, sometimes that happens. Like sometimes, you know, we go to do an extension and then the building control says, I'm sorry, but because of the tree that's so many meters away from where you're building the extension, because of the roots, you're now going to have to dig down double depth and we're going to have to do a block and beam just for a normal kind of extension. You wouldn't have accounted for that kind of thing. But this is where contingency and things like that gets involved in the deal. But that's what I'm saying. What you need to do is, say, for example, you have a deal. You've done all your numbers. You've done it exactly how, you know, your due diligence is like, what's it worth when it's finished? Got all your stuff ready. And then by the time you finish the project and say it's a hold asset and it's let out and you're going through your refinance. Now, if this is very far away from your original figures that you did on your due diligence, and you were like, I've now left loads of money in, like, look at it from a different perspective. Look at it from perspective of, if this was a deal I was analysing to go into at these numbers, would I do the deal now or not? And if your answer to that question is no, then why would you keep it unless it is serving another business need?
A very serious question here. Not a question, almost like a comment. Not one day passed without wanting to punch someone in the face. I think this guy's talking about lockdown. Hey, listen, what's up there? It's just hard getting investors. People hold on to even more. Well, I think she's saying hold on even more now tightly to their money, although I'm new, so I might not know exactly what it's about. Yeah, listen, investors, it's getting hard getting investors until when? Until you get one or two or three. Yeah, then you realize, so what's happening is, this is the difference, like putting in activity, like being busy versus actually achievement. You know, there's a fine line between, okay, so I've got to produce activity, but it's sometimes if it's mindless activity, like you don't know really what you're doing, rather than following a proven system and a proven structure. Like when you've got that and you've got other people around who's done the structure, like in the real life tribe, they've done the process, they've done, you know, their time of that. Oh, well, I don't know if it's going to work, but these guys are telling me it's going to work and they're already succeeding. So let me just keep following this and making these adjustments and twists and turns. So you're gonna have that mind freak until you get it in the bag. Yeah, just like on Friday or Saturday, whenever it was, when we're finding the deals, you know, we're showing them exactly how to do it, and they think we're freaks of nature because we're able to find deals and get offers accepted within, you know, the space of a few minutes, without even leaving the house, without even leaving the training room. Yeah. Until they actually go out and do it. And there were some people, they were finding deals and they got offers accepted sitting on their ass in their lounge while on this program. And when they realized that, oh wow, I just got to follow this system that these guys are teaching. So it's the same with investors, Barbara. So yeah, it does seem hard, and it does seem like people are holding on to it until you get one. Yeah, so you got to keep following the process, because like we always say this, you know, some people, they expect to walk across the beach and find something valuable like a diamond or money or gold, just walking across the beach on the surface. Yeah, likelihood is, if you're going to find something of any value, you just have to dig a little bit. Yeah, so when you dig a little bit, meaning follow the process. That's the digging. That's the equivalent of the digging. When you follow the process, yeah, then what happened? And by the way, if you need some more help, whoever needs more help or some guidance around following, like having the faith to be able to get what it is they want. So in this case, Barbara, you're saying I want to be able to get investors for my deals. So if you need some help on this, we've got Discover Your True Potential 2 hours of training coming up on Wednesday, the 14th. Is that next week? I think it's next week. It might be Wednesday the 14th. Yeah, just go to DYT. Just put a link in there. Anyone who wants to go there, go register. It's free. It's free training. And by the way, these free trainings, I don't know how long we're going to be doing that anymore, just because the demand is very high for this quality. And these results. So what I'm saying is, of course it's going to seem hard until you've done it. What does the saying say? Easy when you know how. Yeah, when you know how. But in this case, it's not actually about knowing how. It's more about having that result, having that progress, having that touch point, that checkpoint, that, yeah, I'm doing the right thing.